Hello, you guys, and welcome. This is another episode of Ask James. I'm very happy to see you guys. And before we even get started, let me just say this. Today is July the 3rd. So I want to just jump ahead and tell you happy 4th of July to each and every one of you. It's going to be tomorrow. So I don't know when you're actually seeing this, but for all of you who are actually seeing this when it actually goes out, today is the 3rd. But, like I said, happy 4th of July to you all. If you see this after the 4th or on the 4th, same thing. Happy 4th of July. I went through all that for what? Happy 4th of July, you guys. Anyway. All right, you know what? Before we get all the way into everything that we're going to do, I have a huge thank you to Grady Baby 71 ATL. Grady Baby actually did a super chat last week during the premiere of Ask James, and you didn't have to do it, but I really appreciate that you did. Thank you so much. Alrighty, thank you. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's get started into these letters today and see what folks have gotten for me. First letter does not have a title. Alright, and it goes like this. It says, "Hey James, I've been watching for the past year and absolutely love the content. I'm writing you today to discuss one of my siblings. She's been in a relationship with this guy since high school, graduated in 2007. Make me feel old. And he's been dogging her out ever since, consistently cheating and lying, even verbal abuse. She's very timid and shy and feels that she can't do any better than him because that's what he tells her. Last year, he even gone as far as to get another woman pregnant and she stuck around. My family hates him. Me, as her brother, has gotten into a fight with him a few times in the past 10 years for his disrespect. She has recently cut me and my mother off because of his influence on her. We just want to get her out of a nasty situation. She is not married to him, nor has his children. He was to be a promising football star, but ruined his own career because of his temper and arrogance attitude. How can we get my sister to realize this man is no good for her and show her that her self-worth matters?" Okay, you know what? See, this is cold and hard because he is and has pretty much made a damn fool of her. But whatever it is, there's something about him that she is completely in love with. And I know it's hard to sit by and watch this, but there is absolutely nothing that you all will be able to do. And the thing is, you have to treat it just like you would treat a child. The more you all push, the closer they're going to become. And you've seen it. She's done, see, the betrayal part of the whole cheating, he's cheated and this, that, thing, and the other. But when you bring a whole living being into it and she still ain't move, you know you got to back off of that thing. Just back off of it and leave it alone. And you just got to let it do what it do. You cannot live it for her. You can't. You can't live it for her. She will get tired when she gets tired. But when you all push back and say no, it just draws her and him tighter together. You see, she's cut you all off. She's literally cut you all off and just engulfed herself with him. She thinks he's the best thing going. Y'all got to leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just there's a couple little sayings that come to mind. Let go and let God. And you could take a horse to the water, but you cannot make them drink the water, honey. And it just kind of is what it is. Y'all gotta let it go. Y'all gotta let it go because you kind of have damaged your relationship with her, fighting her relationship with him, which has nothing to do with you all. And I know you want the best for her, but at the end of the day, her relationship with him has absolutely nothing to do with you all, and that's why you can't get anywhere with it. You're not going to get anywhere with it. She will get tired when she gets tired. Now, your job as a sibling and as family members is to be there when it comes down, because it's going to come down. It's all going to come crashing down, I promise you. So that's y'all's job. That's you all's task, is to be there to pick her up when she is laying in the rubble, because she ain't getting it. She ain't getting it. And the more you all push, the closer the two of them become. And like I said, you have to treat it like a child, because that's how she's acting, like a child. So, yeah, this is a rough one. I hate that you all are going through that. I really do. He sounds like a real ass jack. But, yeah, baby girl's not going to get tired until she gets tired. You cannot live it for her. So, kind of just got to bite your bottom lip, honey, and don't whoop them up no more, honey. I read that part, I was like, yes. But don't whoop them up no more, baby, because all it does is just draw her closer to him and make her mad at you that you tore his ass up. So don't whoop him up no more. Unless he gets, completely out of order, and if he's hitting her and stuff, and, then you gotta kind of whoop him up. But, try not to whoop him up no more. All right, baby. Thank you so much for writing in. I wish the best. And trust me, it's going to end. It's going to end. It's just when is it going to end? So, I'm hoping for a short span of time before she comes back to you all. And then don't do the I told you so's either. Because that's another thing. Y'all can be right me again. Don't do the I told you so's. Just pick your sister up from the rubble, razz her up, and keep it moving. You'll get your sister back. That's just the way things are made. She's your sister. Your sister. She will always be your sister. He will not always be her boyfriend. I promise you that. He's an asshole. Anyway, thanks for writing in, baby. Talk to you later. Okay, let's move on to our next letter. This one actually is titled. It says, "Hey James, smashing my proof." My proof. Now we're making up words, or is it something that I missed? Look, I'm old, and I don't always know all the little shortened words, but we're gonna start reading and see what that is. Proof, P-R-O-F. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, okay, let's go. All right, it goes like this. Dear James, I'm a quiet but committed fan who's followed your channel for a few years. I really appreciate and applaud the honest advice. Much of what you say touches me because I can relate and only recently began to love myself instead of trying to please others, namely in my former church community. Girl, we ain't gonna start that, honey. We're not gonna start that. We're not gonna start that today on this 3rd of July. Okay, all right, let me go. I don't know where this is going, but I hope it ain't going there. Okay, I'm a longtime university student, and I like one of my former professors. Professor, okay, I got you. All right, see, child kids. All right, I got it. Professor, all right. He taught me during the last year of my bachelor's degree, and I'll admit I found him very attractive. Haven't we all been there? Now I'm starting my PhD 4 years later and seeing more of him around campus. He's still as fine as I remember him. Beat. Always wears a suit and has himself a Euro accent. I discovered this summer that the attraction was mutual when I met him for coffee to go over a research assistantship. I turned him down on both fronts, the job and the footsies under the table because of his wedding ring. Good girl. Weeks later, everything seemed fine. since we both kind of pretended nothing happened. And I ended up taking the assistantship under the supervision of his colleague. Things got messy the other night when I had to drop some papers off to his office. He invited me in to catch up, and that's in quotes, catch up. Apologized and addressed his behavior before. I was fine to leave it at that and figured no harm was done. Okay. It was late and the buses were running less. I'd have to wait another hour for the earliest one to take me home, and he offered to give me a ride. It was fine until we got to my place. He reached for me when I thanked him and we kissed, and I pulled away to leave, but he caught my hand at the door. Y'all, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute, you miss. Hold on. I'm ashamed to say we parked and that he spent the night. Now did I speak too soon? Talking about good girl, bad girl, bad girl. Okay, all right, let's go. Lord have mercy. Okay, he spent the night. He told me then that he was in the middle of getting a divorce, which I discovered was true, but messy. He and his wife were separated for months, but I don't like the idea of being the other woman. And I don't know how I'd face the rest of the department if they found out about us, especially in his office, because I know people will then wonder if I got the assistantship and any other references from anybody by spreading my legs instead of being a deserving scholar. And I don't know how people will respond given our 16-year age difference. Ooh, okay. I also don't know if this is serious. I'm cool off with that. I'm fine to explore or have a fling, and it's too early for me to catch feelings. But is the blowback of being found out worth it? Hope to hear from you. And she signed it, but you know I'm not giving you all that. Okay, so. Girl, yes. Yeah. What? Listen to me. All right, so I was gonna get you. I was gonna get you real good with the whole he's married, you knew he was married and all of that. But he's married, but they're separated and in the process of a divorce. So it just depends on what your beliefs are, you know, as far as the fact that he actually, literally and legally, he is still married, but they're not together, okay? It is what it is. You didn't say they live together or anything like that. So I don't see what the big issue is. And who cares about the 16-year-old age difference? He ain't 16. He ain't 16. So, baby, listen. My advice to you is wind it up, honey, and tear him up, honey. Tear him up. Go. You obviously enjoyed yourself. You obviously have a hot spot for this man and have for quite a while. He got it together. Girl, he got a job. A real job. A real job. He's lined up for you. He is definitely in line of someone that you should date. Now, I ain't telling you to run off and marry him, but by all means, you've already busted wide open for him, so you might as well get to know him for real, like really get to know him. Yeah, and I think you owe it to yourself myself. He's been after you for a while. There's nothing in here that's saying red flag, no. You didn't say nothing about other women. You didn't say anything about You know, and again, and then even if there were other women, you all are only dating. Y'all are dating. Now he fast, but he moved on you because you were able to be moved on. You know what I mean? I don't think any rules been broken here. I don't think that anybody violated anybody. I think everything's cool. And as a matter of fact, cut this video off and call him now. Okay? Cut this video off. I'm giving you permission to cut me off. Now you gotta come back and finish watching me later. Cut me off now, call him up, and set up another segment to bust it down and go out on a proper date. Go out on a proper date and then bust it down again, honey. Go on and have some fun. Go on and have some fun, and then I'll be waiting when in a year or so you write me another letter and tell me that you all are getting married, and then I'll run on down to the wedding. I don't see any problem with this at all. I have absolutely no problem with you smashing your perk, honey. Get on down, honey. I ain't got no problem with this. I like it. I think this is good. This is good. This is good and juicy. I like it. Get off now. Click off. You, ma'am, click off. The rest of y'all keep watching, but you, ma'am, click off now. You come back and you watch me later. You finish up later, but you go set your date up. All right, baby. Good luck to you. This is good. That's real good. All right, you guys, let's go on to our next letter. This one is actually entitled, What Else to Do? All right, it goes like this. It says, greetings. I've been in a relationship for now 2 years and some months. He is very kind, thoughtful, and considerate. We are DL or discreet. That's in quotes. Because we both have not told our families. Being that I have been in the lifestyle with boyfriends, I am a little more experienced, I would think. That does not mean I know everything. He talks about marrying me and I can see my life with him. But there is just one thing. I am an educator and a musician that performs a lot with an organization. I am involved in lots of organizations in the community and wear many hats. I would invite him to events that he would attend, but he will make the situation feel awkward. We would talk after the events and his explanation would be, I made him not feel wanted by not talking to him, or he is being considerate of me to not shine a light on what we have, our relationship. That's in parentheses. To people. I tell him many times I have had plenty of boyfriends that came to performances and nothing came of it. Heck, lots of people come to me after performances or events from all walks of life, so it is not a big deal. I would even invite him out with some of my close friends that have been with me through my dark times, but get nothing. He even expressed he does not like some of them without giving them a chance. After many conversations and arguments, he feels he should just play the background when it comes to my career, life, or friends. Meaning, if I had an event, he would be supportive but not be in attendance. I disagree. Since I have expressed myself on how I feel, he still feels the same. This has resulted in me not inviting him to anything I have or telling my friends when they invite him that he is not coming. I do think he says these things because he may not be fully comfortable with himself in the lifestyle, but push it off on me to blame. What should I do? Oh boy, there's layers to this. There's layers to this. First thing I'm going to attack the fact that you all are on the down low. So you basically are both. See, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because being on the down low, but then talking about you're in a relationship, you're not really on the down low. You're really not on the down low. It's just that you're in a relationship that you ain't telling nobody about. But I don't know about that, you know what I mean? And then y'all are like hanging out together and you're just there. You just aren't disclosing all of your business. So I don't know that I would actually consider you all on the down low. Cause see, when you're talking about down low, that's like trade. You know, people talk about trade. You can't date the trade, honey, because the trade ain't ever going to actually submit to that whole idea of having a boyfriend or a girlfriend if it's on the, you know, well, you don't call girls trade, but you know what I mean? Somebody who's really on the down low, they're not even submitting to saying that they're dating someone of the same sex. So that whole term is confusing a lot of what y'all got going on. You all are just two gay individuals who are dating, but just not telling people that you're dating. And you seem to be more comfortable with it than he is. So that's, again, one of the layers. He's not you. He's not you. So you have to either, if you really love him and you really do like him, you'll work through that with him. You'll understand it and you'll work through it. Because, as you know, we all come into our comfort level at different times. If you really like him, you will work through it. And I don't think that he's being totally ridiculous. It just happens to be the type of job you have. You're a performer. So it's a thing of, you know, having people around you and having people who love you come and support you. But if you worked for the post office, you wouldn't take him to work with you. If you worked for the phone company, you couldn't take him to work with you. If you worked down to the school, answering the phones in the back, or even being a teacher in the classroom, you wouldn't take him to work with you. So he don't come to your work. Big deal. Big deal. You know what I mean? I think you can work around that. You can work around that. And when he gets more comfortable, then he'll just start to come around more. So I don't think that would be a deal breaker for me. And that's, because come on, I do female impersonation. And I've actually dated, a guy who he didn't really care for that word. He didn't really, that wasn't his shtick. So that was like my work. He didn't come to my shows. So we didn't have those problems. I had no issue with that. Stay home. I didn't have an issue with it because I thought of it just like everything else. When I spent time at the phone company, when I was working, he wasn't there either. So he didn't have to be at the bar with me while I was performing. You know what I mean? That wasn't his thing. And my ex was very much gay, but he didn't hang in gay bars. He wasn't on the down low. He just really didn't hang in gay bars. So it was no issue. Can't take your man to work with you when you have a different kind of job. So that you can work around. And I think that once he's more comfortable, he'll come around. And I think part of the problem, he's deflecting. Some of it he's deflecting because he's uncomfortable and probably feels like everybody's looking at him and all of that. And people aren't even paying him any attention for the most part. They paying you no mind. But that's your own demons to deal with. Give him some time. He'll work through that. Now, when it comes to your friends, he may not like your friends. So that's a whole nother layer. You gotta look a little more into that. He literally may not care for your friends, okay? And at that point, what are you gonna do? If you really like him, you'll actually deal with it. It's really not, I don't have to like your friends. I only have to like you. I don't have to like your friends. I've been there, I'm telling you, I've been there. When your man don't like your friends, keep them separate. Ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal. And you don't have to tell me, and that's a little awkward. That is a little awkward, but he ain't required to like your friends. He's not. He's not. But then again, you're asking the question of a person who, you know, I won't even do the family thing. Like, I don't feel like I have to like your family or be involved with your family when I date you. I'm dating you. I don't have to like your mother, brothers, sisters, and all of that. I'm dating you. So, you know, that's my stance on that kind of thing. But now that's actually up to you now. Now, you got a lot to work on. You got a lot to sort through. Like I said, when I read this has a lot of layers to it. A lot of layers. But I think that first thing that threw me off is that I don't consider y'all DL. I just consider y'all, you know, y'all just people. You're just people, and you're not disclosing your business, which you don't have to. It's none of anybody's business. You know what's going on. He knows what's going on. End of story. End of story. But that's all. I hope that, I don't know if I've helped, but that's my breakdown, and that's what I have to say toward it. I think y'all are okay. I really do. I think y'all are okay. Y'all are just the type of couple that ain't gonna spend 24 hours together. And that's okay. That's a specific type of relationship. I don't want a man to spend 24 hours a day with me. I kind of like, you know, that I do this and you do that, and then we come together and spend our time together. I don't want to be looking at you 24 hours a day, even if you are cute. You know what I mean? But that works for me. You got to figure out if that's going to work for you. All right, baby. So I hope I helped a little. All right. Thank you for writing. Okay, you guys, let's go into this next letter. This one is entitled All the Way to Denmark. All right. It goes like this. It says, Dear James, when I was 18, I was a mess. Honestly, just an angry drunk whore. Okay. Wow. I met around this time, we're gonna call him Boy One, who I believe to be the love of my life and did him wrong. I am now 28, and after the inevitable crash and burn, I've matured. Boy One walked into my life again. Although I didn't feel worthy of his forgiveness or friendship, he offered it to me. I accepted. We began as friends, and we were steadily building a romantic relationship. I can honestly say he's my best friend. I got a phone call late one night 6 months ago, and he was crying. At the time, he didn't tell me what was wrong, but later revealed to me that the better half of 2 years before we even reconnected, he had been in an online relationship. He traveled to Denmark. Now this is in parentheses. It says, no wonder his ass was always broke. He told me he was down south visiting Granny. Okay. Only to be rejected on the first meetup. He came home and we sat down like adults with a massive bottle of vodka and talked this out. He said he was sorry, but I hurt him. When I broke his heart, he had struggled to open up to girls until he met this online girl. After reuniting with me, he knew it was wrong, but he's been keeping his options open. If it would have worked out with her, he was going to dump me. At the time, I was angry, but I didn't want to lose my best friend. I felt like I deserved it. After that conversation, we've been in an exclusive relationship, and I should be happy because we're looking for houses. Talking future. James, I'm scared because I'm feeling second best. What if this girl emails him an apology asking for a second chance. He said if she had... Wait. He said if she did, he hates her, but he said that shit about me. Please be honest, James. I know you will. Is this relationship doomed? P.S. You are right. Poppy is fine. Lord have mercy. Child, for all of you who don't know what that is, that P.S. about Poppy, that's from the show Pose. If you're not watching it, FX comes on FX on Tuesdays. I have reviews on it. Check out my reviews. Baby, yes, Poppy is fine. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Bam, and we're back. Okay, so listen to this. Interesting. Very interesting. Watch him. Watch him. Because whatever happened in the past happened in the past. Okay? And like you said, he walked back into your life. He walked back into your life. And then boy one was playing games. He was actually playing games and sitting under a lie. He was doing whatever he wanted to do. And he always sat on the excuse of what you had done to him in the past. He basically used it for ammunition to be able to do what he wanted to do. Then he took his little raggedy butt all the way to Denmark, lied to you and told you that he was down south visiting his grandmammy. Now, listen. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. Now, you said you were old, angry, drunken whore. You know what I mean? But again, if you're forgiven and moving forward, then you're forgiven and moving forward. You can't jump back and use stuff from the past to punish me because you went and did what you wanted to do. And the fact that he told me that he would have left me for her if that had not actually worked out, who was meaner? Were you meaner to him back in the day, or was he meaner to you? Because it seemed like a game of get back. You know what I mean? Like get back, and then it blew up in his face. And you know why it blew up in his face, right? Because karma is an old bald-headed bitch. That's why it blew up in his face. But I'm not gonna tell you, get on up and run and leave him. Though that's what I would have done, because we wouldn't have been doing all that talking. There would have been no vodka drinking and all that. When he explained to me what he was doing and how he was moving, I wouldn't have messed with him anymore. But you obviously like the little fella. And it's all about trust now. It's all about trust. Do you trust him? Do you trust him? And you don't need to ask me. Go get in the mirror. Go get up in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Ask that person looking back at you, do you trust him? Do you trust him with your heart? Do you trust him with your well-being? You talking about moving in and buying houses and building them forever. Do you trust him? Go get in the mirror in your house. Ask that person in the mirror, do they trust boy one? And wait for an answer. Don't get out of the mirror until you get an answer. That's my advice to you. And then you'll know exactly how to move forward. If you trust him, move forward. If you don't, I think what he did was pretty mean. I think it was very mean and very calculated. I don't like mean and I don't like calculation. So that's just me. But like I said, go get in the mirror and stay there until you get an answer. And you'll know what to do. You don't need me for this one. You need you. The real you. The inner you. Ain't nobody but you and you in the mirror. That's my advice to you, darling. But thank you so much for writing in. All right, baby. Take care. All right, you guys, let's move on. Let's move on. This one has a long title. This title is Gay Ex-Best Friend Who Fought Me 8 years ago. All right, come on, let's see. Let's see what this is all about. Lord have mercy. Okay. You take care and tell me about y'all been windmilling, baby, out in these streets. Okay, here we go. It goes like this. It says, hi, James. And then we got it in parentheses. It says, I love the heck out of you. Right back at you, baby. Right back at you. I am a 32-year-old female music artist who is approaching success. 8 years ago, my best friend of 7 years got drunk and decided to try to fight me after a club night. He put his hands on me first. I grabbed his dreads and held his head down so nothing ever connected. Laugh out loud. The day after the fight, he called me from his job with an attitude. He apologized, but was still trying to place blame on me. He said, do you want me to call you back later? I said yes. The boy didn't call me back for 7 years. Friendship was over until a year ago when he called me out of the blue from a random number. He is now sick and still maintains his toxic club ways. I have grown a lot since our friendship ended. Like now, I don't even talk to anyone on the phone unless it's about money or something important. I tried to be friends with him again, but noticed that he still is the same. Daily drinking, drugging, fighting, and eating garbage. I want nothing to do with this. I feel bad because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be a loyal friend or just cut him off without explanation. I'm gonna hold that again. I haven't spoken to him for about 4 months now, though he still calls and text messages me at random as if he hasn't noticed the obvious distance. I get lonely sometimes and miss having friends, but it feels like my career is heating up, so not sure it's smart to introduce anything that could upset my current balance. On top of that, I don't respect men who put their hands on women first. What do you think? You want to know what I think? Really? Baby, let me tell you something. First of all, he is not your friend, okay? So you don't owe him any loyalty. Y'all aren't friends. Y'all are, I don't even know if I could even consider you all associates. He's somebody you know. He's somebody from your past. And I'm gonna just say this from a business standpoint. No. Not at all. What you do and what he does don't work well together. Now that's all you need is to be doing a gig and you got this fool running around drinking and acting a fool and carrying on and wanting to fight and carry on. No. That is not the type of friend that you need near you. You don't need anybody in your camp carrying on like that. I promise you, at some point, it'll cost you. You're going to pay it on the front end or you're going to pay it on the back end. And I think what you're going to end up doing is paying it on the back end. You already paid it on the front end when he tried to fight you. What kind of friend does that? Who does that? Start fighting you. Really? I don't think so. And you know what? I'm not even going into the male versus female or him being gay because none of that even makes any difference in this. This is just, you got a bad friend who just happened to be male and happened to be gay, but he was a shitty friend, period. So my advice would be the same no matter whether it was a male, a female, a transgender person. It doesn't matter who it is. He's a terrible friend. And no. My answer is no. Not at all. And don't fall into the fact that he's sick. He's sick. Okay. Okay? That ain't got nothing to do with you. And I know that sounds cold, it sounds callous. It has nothing to do with you at all that he's sick. Because he still has all of his toxic ways, so sick hasn't changed him. The behavior with you is not going to change. He just seemed like he was just a bad friend in general. None of it has anything to do with anything. The friendship is the thing. It's the key to all of this. The friendship, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad, and it obviously didn't mean too much to him, because anybody I've been friends with for 7 years, I can't even imagine just busting out and just start fighting them and just start windmilling them. Like, really? Really? And that's just some more that ain't being told about y'all's friendship. But from what you're writing, I say no, no, no. You know? No, 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 no. Anyway, thank you for writing in. Stay away from him, child. Stay away from him. And if you ain't missing him all that much, child, 4 and 5 months you ain't hearing from, child, anybody got time for him? He full of foolishness. Go do what you gotta do. Get money. Stay away from him. He's gonna cost you money. I promise you. I promise you. He'll cost you money, relationships, and other friendships. Stay away from him. He's toxic. All right, baby. Thank you for writing in, and best of luck with the career. Please keep me posted when you get some things going on so we can push it out there. We'll push it. Well, of course, you know, we'll push it out. We won't let everybody know that that's you, but we'll push it. We'll push it forward. All right, baby. Thank you for writing in. Okay, you guys, this is our last one for today. And the title is Tired and Triggered in Texas. All right, let's see what's up here. It goes like this. Dear James, I'm back again, but unlike Lil' Kim, I'm not back with the jump off. This one will be a lot shorter than before. Okay, cool, no problem. All right, here we go. From the time I was about 14, my mom has battled off and on with crack cocaine addiction and choosing unsavory men. She would go to rehab, get clean, and stay that way for a few months or years. Then, when you think things are going to be good, she's back to her old addict tricks. It's the life of an addict. Sometimes, you know, more times than not. I've tried talking to her, writing letters, you name it, from the time I was 14 until now at 29. However, the older I got, the more apathetic I became. I got to the point where I would only deal with her in small doses, and mentally I didn't allow myself to think about her situation because there was nothing I could do to change it, which would stress me out. If losing parental rights to my siblings didn't stop her from using, then I just don't know what will. As of late, I want to try a foster and parental relationship with her, but it's hard because she's still doing the same stuff and lies about it. I'm torn between completely cutting her out of my life and trying to offer her help again. What do you think I should do, James? Okay, listen. Listen. I know it's hard, but this is another one of those situations you can't live it for her. You're going to drag yourself down into the dirt and be suffering with high blood pressure, fooling with your mother. I'm not saying cut her off. You can actually deal with your mother as you choose to deal with your mother, but you can't save your mother. You can't save her. Do you hear me? Listen to me and listen to me good. You can't save her. You can't save her. The only person that can save her is her. She will get off and stay off when she's ready. You can want it for her, you can beg for her, you can pray for her, you can do all that. But it ain't gonna stop until she stops. Period. It's not. And I know it's hard and it's rough. That line and carrying, the only thing that I can tell you to do, my advice to you, my darling, protect yourself. Protect yourself from your mother. From your mother. You love her because she's your mother and you only get one. So yes, you love your mother. Love her. Nobody stop you from loving your mother. You love her as hard as you possibly can. But protect yourself from your mother. And know that she's not good. She's not a good entity. She's not a good entity in your life. And she will ruin your life if you allow her. So stop trying to save her. All you can do is get over there and pray for her and love your mother. But do not let her unrail your life. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Stop trying to save her. You're going to stress yourself out and you're not going to get nothing out of it. She is not going to stop being that until she gets ready. Don't matter what you say. Don't matter what you do. Don't matter how you can't fathom how this happened and that happened. Stop trying to save her. Love her. Pray for her. And keep it moving. Keep it moving. And if you feel like you need to, the best thing you ever said is small doses. That's the best thing you said in this whole letter. I deal with her in small doses, and I mean small. Small. It don't make you a bad child. It don't make you a bad person. It don't make you hard. It don't make you mean. Self-preservation is key. Protect yourself from your mother. All right. All right. Thank you so much for writing in, baby. I wish the best, the absolute best for you and for your mother. But remember, can't nobody save her but her. Period. Keep telling yourself that. Nobody can save her but her. When she's tired, that's when it'll change. And not until. All right, baby. Thank you so much for writing in. Mwah. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for all the letters, and thank you guys for watching. You know, I appreciate you every week coming back to see what it is that I have to say. It means so much. It really does. It touches me right across all up in here. All up in there. But anyway, I thank you guys so much. And listen, I'll see you right back here next week, same time. We'll do it all over again. All right, I love you guys. If you want to write something to me to actually take a look at on the show, you can send it to my P.O. Box at James Colwell, P.O. Box 99432. That's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15233. Or you can send me an email. That is spillitboy@gmail.com. All right, you guys. Until next time, we'll see you later.